Hamish Downey. Why doesn't David Miscavige figure out a way of writing the new OT levels? It seems like there are some Hubbard worksheets left, so I feel like it wouldn't be impossible for someone to write them. Perhaps even a group of people could write them. I met a lot of similar ideas when I was deep into New Age, and I feel like it would be really easy for someone to use a lot of those materials, especially for something like superpowers, which is defined in New Age as something like your intuition, the law of attraction, and the like. Yeah, I know, you'd think it would be fairly easy to come up with an OT 9 and 10, and I think I've said in other places on this Critical Q&A show that that Miscavige has tons of other things to release before he has to worry about 9 and 10. And he's not in any hurry to release 9 and 10 because he himself has put forward certain targets and goals that have to be accomplished before OT 9 and 10 can be released. So he's got plenty of time. He's given himself years of wiggle room because all the organizations in the world that are Scientology churches are all supposed to go ideal and are supposed to be St. Hill size before he'll release OT 9 and 10. So I don't think he's in any real hurry to get them out, to be totally honest. And if he was, well, see, Miscavige's grasp of Scientology tech on a deep, deep, deep level is not really actually that high. He doesn't study Scientology really very much, and he hasn't partaken in any auditing services in decades. So the guy's not really a Scientologist, which is an amazingly crazy thing to say given the fact that he's the ecclesiastical leader of Scientology, but it's the truth. So, and I've heard, of course I wasn't there, but I've been told that he himself was extremely frustrated to find that Hubbard's materials and worksheets, the stuff they've got, is very hard to decipher and even sift through and read. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Hubbard didn't leave a lot of stuff with which to make OT 9 and 10. Hubbard, remember, died in seclusion, pretty alone, pretty crazy, pretty demented, and literally like seeing things. So he wasn't in a great place in the last years of his life. And he had been slowly declining for years prior to that. I mean, going all the way back to the 60s in some ways in terms of his paranoia. So, so there's not actually a lot of raw material there at the upper highest levels for Miscavige to use. But there's plenty of stuff there that he could just make stuff up if he wanted to. But like I said, I don't think he's really inclined to do so because he's got so many other things he could push out before 9 and 10 that would be cash sources for him. There'd be sources of income that Scientologists will be eager for. Kind of like superpower, right? Superpower was not, it's not a grade chart step. It's not something you have to do in order to get to OT8 and move on up to personal spiritual immortality, but it's this wonderful sounding set of rundowns that are supposed to unleash your superpower as a being. So he's making money hand over fist on that. And then you have that cause resurgence rundown where you're just running around a pole for hours on the top floor of that big superpower building in Clearwater. I mean, if you could make money getting people to run around a pole, like, there's not a lot. If you're making money off that, where's the urgency to come out with the next big thing? Not really there. So, and he's got a lineup of all kinds of stuff to release. So, so that's why I think we're not particularly seeing an OT 9 and 10. But I think when push comes to shove, if it is necessary that he do something, he'll come up with something. And it's not even going to be that hard for him to, even with his limited degree of understanding of Scientology, it's not going to be that hard for him to figure it out.